going on, everybody? This is Andrew. Follow me on Instagram at Andrew the Filmmaker. I'm here to talk about A Quiet Place. I know it's been a while, it's been a few months since the movie came out, but I did just recently get the chance to see it, so I do want to talk about it real quick. Okay, so the movie is directed by John Krasinski and stars John Krasinski. And I've been saying this for a while now, because what they tell you in film school is you can't be an actor in a movie you direct, but this is bullshit because there are so many movies where people are acting and directing in the movie, and this is an example right here. He directed the movie and he starred in it. It's a post-apocalyptic movie that takes place in the future where there's these alien creatures who have been wiping out humans and they can sense people by listening, so that's why it's a quiet place, because you have to be quiet. So we start off with this family. It's John Krasinski's the husband, the wife is Emily Blunt, which it's cute because they're actually together in real life. They are walking down. They're walking in like the woods. It's kind of like this woods, like on abandoned train tracks and stuff, which reminds me of this one movie I made with a hobo. I'll put the link down below. You gotta check it out. I made that one first though, so I need some money from y'all stealing my ideas. Technically, I stole it too from Stand By Me, but anyway. So, yeah, it's the Abbott family. He's Lee and the wife is Evelyn. They got their daughter's deaf, and then they have the two sons. The son is playing with this little rocket thing that I think, if I'm not mistaken, the daughter gives the little boy the rocket, and the rocket starts talking. They're making all these weird noises. John Krasinski tries to turn around and run to go get his son, but it's too late. The creature snatches his ass up, and then that's the last time you see from him. So it starts off on a very dark tone automatically. And you can tell that he kind of blames his daughter for doing that. It's like it's more or less like all her fault. I mean, it wasn't really her fault, but I don't know. He kind of blames her for it. The creatures, they kind of reminded me of the Demogorgon from Stranger Things. I don't know if you've seen Stranger Things, but if you know what I'm talking about, that's what they kind of looked like, because they all have like the flaps that open up. And the daughter... Does she not look like the kid from Stranger Things? What's his name? The one with the missing teeth. She did. She looked like a female version of him. Am I the only one that thought so? I don't know. I thought that was pretty funny. So they have this little farm area. They have lights, like all these Christmas lights that are strung around, which I really liked, because the different lights mean like different things. Like if they went red, that meant the creatures were nearby. They were very creative with that. They go fishing down by this river, and there's a waterfall, and only when you're by the waterfall is when you can actually talk or be loud, because the creatures can't hear you. Evelyn is pregnant. Emily Blunt is pregnant, and she gave this really amazing, oh my god, okay, the best part of this movie, I mean, the movie itself was a very simple script, they're just trying to be quiet. It's called A Quiet Place. The whole movie is pretty much sign language during the whole thing, so I don't expect a lot of dialogue, but Evelyn is pregnant. And then this one part when the animal, they heard something, the creatures, they heard something, they start breaking into the house when she's home by herself. She ends up going into labor. Her water breaks. So, oh my god. She's having these crazy contractions, and she can't make a fucking noise the whole time. That sucks. I felt so bad for her during this. She went up into the tub, and she did anything she can to just not make a noise. She had to wait until like her son set off fireworks somewhere so she could finally let out a scream that she was holding in the whole fucking time. You think something happened to her? No, she's okay. The baby was okay. Everything turned out okay. But they end up, because the baby, when it's a newborn, it starts crying. So they made this kind of little area down, like in the cornfields of the farm. They had this like little like basement type of thing. Like they had like a little ditch that led to this little area where they would put the baby every night with an oxygen mask so it could breathe, but they had to put it in a box because they didn't want it to make noise, because it can't make noise and it's a baby. It's going to be making noise all the freaking time. So it was really cool how they really thought that out, like what they were going to do. It seemed a little bit cruel because they really are putting a baby in a box, but that's what they had to do in order for the kid to survive. The daughter, Reagan, she has this, she has like the little ear John, the one that you can like, because she's deaf, so she can't hear, so it kind of like gives her like, she can hear a little bit. she can kind of hear a little bit. But she notices this one time when one of the things was near, it started kind of like skitzing out a little bit, and the noise, like the feedback from the ear implant was affecting the creature. Like it couldn't stand the way it sounded, so it kind of ran off. So that pieced together at the end of the movie when they realized that the thing that the dad created, could, if they amplified it, it could really kill one of these things. You know, there's just like a lot of like, it kind of all happens in like a one or 2 days. It's not really like a span of a few days. The whole movie itself was very short. It happened really quickly. The children, they were in a truck at one point. The creature was trying to attack, so he tells the daughter before he sacrifices himself that I love you, I don't blame you for it, so it made her feel better. But then he screams and sacrifices himself to the creature, so he's dead. So Emily Blunt and the kids at the end, they see all the creatures, they realize that they now have a way to really kill the thing with the ear, they amplify the sound from the ear thing, so it can stun them enough to the point where they can shoot it and kill it with the shotgun. So the movie ends with Emily Blunt. She got the gun. She's just like ready to fight. It happened really fast. I have to watch it again. I know I missed some things because there's the part when they're in the woods and there's the old man chilling, and John Krasinski's trying to tell him like, no, like don't say anything, and the guy is just like, ah, and then he takes his son and runs off. All in all, it was a good movie. I mean, I know it's been getting a lot of critical acclaim, and this is like the same thing I'm going to say. Remember, if you haven't seen my Hereditary review, go back and check out my Hereditary review. I said the same thing at the end of that movie. I said, these critically acclaimed horror movies, yeah, they're really well shot. Like, this movie was beautiful. It was all open. It was more natural light than anything. There wasn't a lot of CGI besides the creatures. I'm not going to lie, them creatures kind of looked hokey. I was like, really? Like, they do look like the Demogorgon meets Cloverfield type of creature. It really was kind of like a mixture of Stranger Things and the Cloverfield, what is it? Something Cloverfield Place. Not the first Cloverfield, the second one with Mary Elizabeth Winstead and John Goodman that came out a few years ago. Yeah, it kind of reminded me of that. Acting was phenomenal. John Krasinski was really good. Emily Blunt was everything. But just like Hereditary, it wasn't scary. It wasn't scary. I feel like, I mean, I gotta stop looking at these movies, just considering them horror. Just as a movie itself, yeah, it was a really good freaking movie. CGI was questionable. The acting was really good. It was shot really well. Wasn't scary. I mean, there's really not much else to talk about. Just like I said during my Hereditary review, I like the direction that we're going with horror, where these movies, they're not just made for cheap jump thrills and blood and gore. They're more psychological to get you into the characters. They're just good movies in general. But at the end of the day, if you're making a horror movie, you gotta make it scary, guys. Come on. Like, it was suspenseful, yes. It had its moments, but I wasn't scared. So don't go into this movie. Don't listen to what the critics say about it. Don't go into this movie thinking you're gonna be terrified. Was it a good movie? Yes. Was it scary? No. That's all I'm really gonna say about it. If there's anything I miss, comment down below. We can talk about it. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like. I'm sorry. Like, if I seem like I'm really being harsh on A Quiet Place, I'm only trying to do a rushed review just because it has been a while and I expect a lot of people to watch this. But that's just my honest opinion. Like, I saw Hereditary first. I dug deep in that one, but this one was like, it was okay. It was just okay. It was just okay. Don't hate on me. So don't forget to like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Andrew the Filmmaker. And until next time, I'll see you guys. Thank you. Bye.